a very foggy day here at the farm. Disregard all of the garbage. Where, again, the process of renovating. Look at that. Okay, so here is the story of one man named Georgi who used to live at our village. Very sadly, he just recently passed away this year. Actually, it's just about to become a year. Last February, now we're January 2023, so February of 2022. They say that he died from a bee sting. So it's really strange to me because he used to help us collect the honey on our farm and was stung multiple times, hundreds of times by bees, and nothing happened to him. But I do remember him getting swelling a little bit. So I guess he had an allergy and this bee just happened to sting him at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not sure the whole story, but that's what they say happened. Now, his story. This used to be his house that you see over here. This used to be something of like a little back house. But you can see that it's been transformed into a living space, right? I mean, something of a living space. And the reason is he actually went and burned his house down. And the reason for this is one day I wasn't there myself, but this is what everyone says happened. And it's kind of like the accepted truth. I'm going to go and ask some of the older guys at the village pub for some more details, but this is what I've known to be true for the past 15 years. And I'm pretty sure this is exactly the case. He was at the pub one day and was insulted on his house. They were drinking, they're having, their man time, playing cards or whatever they do over there. And you know what happens when you drink. Emotions get involved. And at one point, somebody apparently insulted his house. Probably called it like a shack or something, even though you can see that it was a very nice house. And it could have genuinely been a joke. I mean, it's, but our friend took it very seriously and threatened that he's going to go burn his house down. Okay, no one really believed him. They all kind of just shrugged him off. Little did they know that later that evening, lo and behold, he really did go and burn his house down. And after doing so, resulted in living here in this little back house. And over here, what you see written is Ne vlisejte, do not enter, written in his handwriting. Here's his key, and this became his new home. Very sad story. Now, and I'm not saying this with any sense of insulting or anything like that. He was one of the village, let's just put it this way, he drank too much. There's no question there. And I'm talking from morning till evening. So clearly alcohol would have played a part in this. And the reason I truly trust the story of, being insulted and burning his house down. We know he burnt it down. He definitely burnt it down. That's fact. Just the reasoning behind it, that's what I've been told. And the reason I'm pretty much like 99% sure it's true is because a similar story happened with his horse. And this one I know is 100% true. He, again, was at the village pub, hanging out, playing cards, drinking. And somebody apparently, he wanted to sell his horse. That was what it was. He wanted to sell his horse. And, you know, the other men were like, yes, okay, we're going to go ahead and make a deal here. And offered him something which he apparently took to be extremely insulting. Some amount of money that was just unacceptable to him. And he goes, okay, I would rather eat my horse. And this was a beloved horse. This is not just like some random horse on his farm. This was his one and only horse that he loved. He used to walk around on this horse every day. He even had a feather in the horse's head at one point. He looked like, what's that? Don Quixote. So, yeah, lots of memories with him. So he threatens that he'd rather go kill and eat his own horse rather than sell it for that amount of money. And what did he do later that evening? Literally brought his horse to the center and in front of everybody slaughtered his horse and began eating him. So, I mean, you can say what you will about this guy. I personally have very fond memories of him just because, you know, he was a big part of the village. A lot of the crazy stories that happened here were associated with him. So, as horrified and sad and like disturbed I was about the horse, which was beautiful, he clearly was not 100% okay at that time. So, sad story. It's a tragedy. But those are some of the, I guess they're going to go down in history as the legends, but they really did happen associated with this man at our farm. Another thing that he did, I'll go to the center to show you exactly where it happened. Actually, you know what? I'll just tell you straight up when I get to the center so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But it has something to do with the village church and ringing the bell, basically falling down and destroying his body. But I'll go and film there to show you.
Now, I just want to point out, it might sound like I'm talking about all of this very lightheartedly, but none of this is lighthearted in any sense of the word or of the phrase. I am doing this intentionally because he wanted to be remembered happily, and he even told me he doesn't want people to be mourning over him long ago when we would speak. So my tone of voice is intentional exactly as he asked to be remembered.
Okay, so here is our infamous church tower. And I say infamous because this is the exact church tower where our fellow citizen climbed up one day after drinking a little bit too much to supposedly show that he can ring the bell, and somehow managed to slip, fall, and tumble all the way down and break almost every single bone in his body. He was okay, I'm very happy to say, because I love the guy. I mean, I think we all did. He was a big part of the village. I think what saved him is actually this linden tree right here, because when he fell, I was told that he hit a bunch of branches, and so it must be this tree. I wasn't here exactly when it happened, but boom, 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 you can imagine, and boom. If the tree wasn't here, he probably would not have survived. Yeah. Crazy man. He definitely left a serious legacy and is a big staple of this village. He reminds me of Don Quixote, okay? Or one of the Three Musketeers. He just was full of life. Nothing stopped him. And there's no argument that he lived life to the fullest. No argument.
I wanted to make this video for two reasons. One, in honor of the memory of Georgi, and two, to really show that life on the farm is not always this pretty fairy tale it probably looks like on the other end of the screen. While it's a beautiful lifestyle, there is a lot of hardship and sadness associated, there comes a point where alcohol often takes over, alcohol and cigarettes. Many people here pass away due to alcoholism and smoking, because smoking calms you down. Alcohol, again, kind of soothes you after a hard day's work. No point in sugarcoating anything. Actually, after creating this video, I realized that I will be making many more films showing the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful part of the village life, not just the pretty. So all this said, thank you guys, especially thank you guys for watching this video in honor of Georgi's memory. And I hope that these topics are of interest to you. I think it's an important part of life to really understand that nowhere is perfect. Everywhere has its good and its bad. And all we can do is focus on the good as much as possible and learn from the bad. So thank you guys, and I hope to see you in my next video.